everybody today. Chad in his new helicopter, I think. Oldie, nice. Planted it. Got a whole bunch of people. Oh, he looks like he got a
more stuff in between, you know, electrical wires or something between. Down in the T28. Hey, how's it going?
I think we're twinsies now.
Yeah.
I think mine's bigger, or we're twinsies.
Yeah, he said you got.
Yeah, we're twinsies. He broke his and then I fixed it. These all came out and I glued them back in. This came out and I glued it back in. And then one of these plastic spars was broken. I JB welded it, and then all this came off, and I just JB welded it back together, and then Gorilla glued it in.
I think it's like a couple of years earlier than mine's.
And then those bottom little clips down there, they broke off, but I just JB welded a prop blade on there, and then I used a Dremel to shape it, and then I just used a drill to drill it, and it's on there. And then he broke it in the middle. He broke like this piece, which I just used a hollow piece of carbon fiber spar, and then I used a screw, and then I Gorilla glued it. But on the other side, he had used like 2 screws and a carbon spar where I got the idea. But then it was broke here too, but it's hollow. So I took 2 wooden dowel pins, Gorilla glued inside, and I just put it back together. I swear to God, it's stronger than what it was.
Right.
But we're twinsies.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if yours was the same size.
His seemed, for some reason, it seemed more aerobatic than mine.
Might have been the pilot.
Or the
you
flight controller.
You throw the controls to max, you can't get any farther than that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
see what else we got here. Snoop's over there on the tree. Lots of helis.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and it might work. Bounce charging will help him.
Hey, Dennis.
What's up, buddy? I'm just getting a walkthrough. Good. I figured out that those control surfaces were backwards.
But that's because I modified a prop, right? And I think it had just a little bit out of balance. And it's fine. The first one was around like 30 seconds.
Where'd the gray foam come from? It's not me. Somebody else. Somebody lost a gray piece of foam. I'm wondering what that came from.
I don't know.
Looks like a jet. Looks like my color pattern, but I'm not missing a piece.
Yeah, it's just.
Will you hold that up?
Yeah,
Right there you are.
Somebody worked on it because it's wood right there.
Yeah. Somebody must have been out here with a jet. That's crazy. Somebody crashed a jet. We found a piece of a jet. I got people that like to watch. They like seeing us just being guys flying planes. They do the same thing. Half the time I don't get any of the good shit. Yeah, it was. Stay down.
right in there. That's stupid. Easy fix there. Yes, sir. Oh, throw some off too. Oh, he's good. I'm not even. Launches. Flying the launch. It's gonna be hard to do with no carabiner. I gotta get a new carabiner. I really gotta hurry there. We'll go up with you. Because I'm gonna launch it this way.
All right, so I got this servo replaced. It was really slow when I took the, I guess the slight spill. It was working, but not working quite right. So I am Gorilla gluing that into place. And then this little bay door, little latch plastic piece broke off, but I just super glued it right back on. And then the horn from this plastic piece broke off. So I took a piece of a servo horn and just glued it onto there so that I can screw that back on there so the door closes. That motherfucker took a big old crash. Like, this technically didn't explode like before. It just kind of morphed itself really bad. That wing got split off. This end was split and just off. I still haven't put the servo horn back on there because the servo was out, but I glued it. But I glued it all back together, and halfway when I had toothpicks everywhere, I noticed I should test it to make sure everything was working. Well, the motor was unplugged, so I had to, like, I was gonna pull it apart, but the glue was already set. So I took a metal bar I had, like a toothpick, and looked where the motor was and stuck it straight down in there and looked through the EDF hole and saw that I was right above the motor. So I just cut a hole like that big, pulled it, I saw the 3 wires, and then I ran the ESC wires back to the top, and luckily I could plug them in, and I just sandwiched it. There was a little piece right here I moved out, but for the most part for this was totally wonk. I brought it back. I took hot water and a sponge and just kind of like cleaned all the dirt off, and just got a really hot sponge and got it kind of like wet, and then I sat it in the shower with the bathtub plug in the shower on high water with the curtain closed, the door closed, and I just let it sit in the shower on the toilet with the hot steamy shower going, and just left it alone. And then I'd occasionally go in there and shape it, like move it, flex it, and then I put some toothpicks where it wasn't wanting to stay straight, and then I just sat it on top of the heater on the floor over there overnight, and occasionally came and, you know, caressed it, shaped it, squeezed it, pulled it which way I wanted, and it came back. Spray painted it black though, cover up some of the glue marks. But she's good. She'll fly again. She will fly. I'm happy with it. Meh. Good fun fast little jet, but I didn't have my lanyard on my controller. My lanyard broke, and I had one controller, or I had both hands on the controller, and I went to adjust my goggles confidently, like 2 seconds, take my hands off, and I didn't have the lanyard there, so I dropped it, and that's how that crashed. But it's fixed. And it's fixed. And I fixed that one too. Chad, I fixed that one. Those tails were broken. That was broken. The whole bottom was ripped off. It's fixed. Gotta make room for that next time. The wings are so huge. And this one, kind of put it on the back burner, so I was learning how to fly. But I just need to get the washers for here, the support, and the support. If Chad has those, that'd be nice. The bar that goes in here for the tail to attach to, and I need the servo horns to go on these too, because they don't have the servo horns. I did get an 85 amp ESC from I think it was Sam, and it's got an on-off switch, but it's 85 amp. So maybe Chad, if you have the original 80 amp, that'd be cool. 80 amp ESC, the bars that go into there, and yeah, just the ESC and the bars that go to there. Oh yeah, and these things. The bar goes here and the bars that goes here. Otherwise, we're going to be using what I salvaged, the wing that I fixed. Just like that. It's just it's a servo horn screwed into the piece of plastic, and then I put another screw right here into it, and then JB welded it again after it already had a JB welded. That's for more support. Should get me in the air. Until I fly it, I'm not going to put any money into it. Once it gets in the air, maybe I'll buy another wing. But yeah, that's where we're at. Fixed. 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 Woohoo! So I fixed that wheel. When this was a crashed originally from somebody, this bar comes out and there's a screw right here. When they put it back together, they put the bar in there on the wrong side. There's a slot on, like a keyway on this side of the bar. They had the keyway on this side, and that screw hole does nothing. It doesn't catch the keyway. It's supposed to go, that screw right there catches the keyway. So now that this can slide on the slot in this bar, and this screw slides in the keyway, and it doesn't come out all the way. They had it on the wrong side. And I fixed it. See that? No matter how hard I pull, it's got like just this much right here that stops it from coming out. Woot.